course not, because maybe someone only wants to watch round 4.
Hello and welcome to round number 5 of our 8th Newcomers tournament. This is our final round. We are here with Peasant, That Scar, Icewind 13, and Radar Contact. I'm still casting with DT, and he'll tell you what he thinks about this map.
Yeah, this is like a nomad map. Of silicon on the southeast. You can do anything. I mean, there's electronics colony, but should be fine.
Yeah, Nomad, like southeast plus like on top of the cliff with next to the ice, aluminum, carbon might be nice. I like maybe an expansive in that general area as well. Besides that, you're kind of having trouble looking for other options. Maybe an expansive near the colony. Yeah, like where Icewind
Maybe
is.
go for an elite. Not sure.
Um,
Maybe
Elite near the colony would also have been fine, but the remaining spots don't seem elite friendly.
I would go for a seal faction because seal starts pretty.
Mm-hmm.
You can just upgrade really.
Peasants Found could work. He's gonna need to ship in some of his water stuff, but that's not a problem. Well, I mean, that would be a problem if he gets pirate swarmed, but it should be okay-ish.
Two nomads. Just going standard buildings. Should be fine. Icewind's also. Oh, he's skipping iron. He's going into iron now when he upgraded, so that should also be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that he's going into second iron and
the third steel. Yeah, not when steel starts this cheap. I don't think it's worth doing. Could pretty easily have moved into double farm or something off of this medium water instead. Double reactor, really.
Yeah, double reactor. That would have been much better. Peasant upgrading to HQ level 2 is going for a third steel. Oh,
I also don't like that third.
Yeah. You really want to skip. 2 steel is enough when the price is this low.
Mm-hmm. Especially when there are decent markets to be making money in food and reactors. Would pretty easily have gotten a pair of each of those up on the ice near him.
Radar Contact is upgrading, is going to 1 high water. I hope he's going into life support labs.
I really do not like this low carbon flame or this electronics from Peasant. It is an electronics colony, so eventually that'll be nice, but not for another 2 souls or more.
Yeah.
Life support.
I would like it to see like carbon flame because I think he found it last, so he has next flame anyway. Just get the carbon because carbon is high and you can maybe use it for wind turbines, so maybe else would go for it.
I don't know.
Silicon.
Power is also just not all that high, and other people are moving into some power already. I might have been tempted just... Okay, he's also moving into a solar panel, which is weird. The other reason why wind turbines may be not quite as interesting is because there are 2 nomads who are going to be driving the silicon price down, makes solar panels somewhat more accessible. I really would have been more interested to see something like a teleportation carbon scrubbing push later to deal with carbon issues.
Why is everyone going into power early now? It doesn't make sense to do it now because there's no power colony and power didn't start high, so...
Right, and especially with life support prices fairly high, power money's just not at all a thing. Just make the basic simple life support. A lot of times that's the right answer. Very straightforward.
That's cause building electronics, I rather see farms. You can still cancel those, go into farms, and should making a lot of profit.
Yeah, and X key, $65 farms, $32 electronics.
This claim 28k, it's fine. You can even bid 32 because everyone is in AA rating.
Yeah, power's under control. Just make sure you produce your life support, and it's not going to be a problem at all.
Icewind is going into farms, that's good.
Yay!
He also has duo up, that's fine on HQ level 3, but...
I think he put it down HQ 2? I might be wrong on that.
I think he did. but having it now, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I would even transition those two, those two farms shouldn't have been there. Those two farms should have been two steel, and then transition those steel into 3 farms.
That would have worked. Even better would have been if he never had that second iron claim, didn't have that third steel claims. But I won't dwell on that too much.
This mutiny is a mistake on the geo. This power is so cheap, no one's really going to make power.
Yep. Hasn't gone for a patent lab now.
Yeah, he needs teleportation, so I understand that.
Yep, teleportation will be great. I think he might be looking for slant to deal with this carbon as well. And I'm just not happy about this. All those claims on the left side of his base. The solar panels, the 2 goons on the solar panels, all the electronics. None of it was really necessary, I think, this game.
It's fine if you're on HQ level 5 and you have like your farms on the ice.
Yes.
Reactors, but no, it's too early.
Yeah, just don't overthink things. If farms are making decent profit and they're not already swarmed in the market, just do them.
So people need to buy more black market items because there's only like 4, 5 items now bought and it's already sold free.
Yep. Both goons bought by Peasant, the hologram bought by Peasant, and then 2 mutinies. One was the Scar, one was Icewind.
Yep. Icewind is HQ level 4, is going into a panel lab. He still has 3 claims. He might want to go into a Fleshy Dome, that would be nice.
Yep. Pleasure Dome.
More farms.
Not quite as nice as last game, but still very solid.
Going into carbon scrubbing, which is also nice because I didn't see a lot of carbon on the map. I think
yeah, most of it's northwest and fairly weak. There's also a little bit all the way to the east, the medium. But yeah, it solves a lot of problems for him.
Mostly because of that, and it's an electronics colony, and colony is also consuming 0.6 chemicals. So the price will go up by the carbon wise.
What I really...
Yes, it's 28.
28's fine. How are off-worlds this game? Off-worlds are solid. Oxygen's a good launch, but we'll see how that turns out. 36 feels like it's pushing it a bit.
No, I think it's fine. It's in B depth. He just doesn't have to...
I am really worried about this 4th water claim, though. There's no real good reason for it. Even with these 2 additional reactors, he'd still be running a slight positive on water. He could do a lot of other things to fix his water issues, slant drilling, water optimizations. Either one is better than committing a 4th remote claim to this resource that might not end up being impactful.
I'm only fine with it because he doesn't need a claim for carbon.
Yes, but he should have just put a pleasure dome down instead and gotten virtual reality.
And it's even better if he just went for 3 eyes. 1 low and 1 medium and 2 lows water.
Yeah. No. What?
Oh?
I think the math doesn't work out for that.
Are you sure?
Because ice is 1.5 a second, it produces for 2/3 of the day. That ends up being equivalent to low waters on Mars.
Yeah, but there was a solar flare.
Okay, fine. I don't know the rolling probability of a solar flare, I'm sorry.
Well,
okay.
Whatever.
Yep, that Scar has moved up to HQ5 at this point, moving into reactors. Going to be a solid market. Electronics never really got off to a really expensive point. No big surprise there, with 2 people producing it all game.
It will be, eventually. If Peasant just stops auto-selling electronics...
Yeah, stopping the auto-selling and starting the off-world buildings will get that up.
Slant drilling. We need slant drilling.
Wait.
That's Cars on HQ level 5, he has like a nice... It's almost everything is on the top east.
It's really unfortunate for Icewind 13. He seems to have disconnected. He's in a really nice spot in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Well, we cannot rehost.
Nope.
He was... Was he leading? He
He
was
had-
not really
He
leading,
had really
but he
solid
had a
patents,
chance.
though.
Yeah. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But let's continue.
Yep.
Sand drilling going for peasants, that's good. Aluminum tile on auction. Really something you want?
Slant drilling definitely a big help for peasants since carbon scrubbing no longer an option. Does a lot for his carbon in particular. Would really need to see him get up to HQ5 quickly though, get another set of life support buildings down, and then I'd feel better about his situation. Grabbing the silicon is fine. That scar. Not sure why that scar is optimizing food of all things. That market's already dropping off a fair amount. It's not going to be the off-world launch either. Some sustained oxygen optimizations are probably the way to go. Although chems are also fine.
Wants to go into chemicals and upgrade that and upgrade this electronics.
Yep.
His farms, you don't need 3 farms. It's not going to make you a profit, so it's better to like go 2 farms, scrap this aluminum, and go into 2 electronics.
What is he? He's not going for any patents, right? Okay. He just started nanotech. That's excellent. Definitely what I wanted to see.
Radar contact has to only push it down, which can really do some work that goes on.
268, very solid. Would you go for virtual reality as him?
Around this point,
because that's
behind.
Yeah, and that's more or less the only patent you can get that's impactful, so I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah. No, I don't think I would. It's too light for that.
What I would do is get some more silicon hooked up, and chems. You can probably connect up the aluminum tile with some chems, and save yourself a return claim later. I was gonna say Icewind going for an off-world, but that's just Icewind's AI. That's much less interesting to talk about.
Icewind is going for an off-world, but he's going...
Okay, that scar has managed to move into a bunch of chemicals at this point. That's gonna go nicely for him. He does have most of his stuff saved up for an off-world. Is he gonna build one, though?
This car, yeah. He should buy into silicon.
Yes, you should.
Pre-buy that before someone else does it.
Financial instruments, I feel, is going a bit higher than I would expect. I don't think I would have bid 16 as peasant.
Nope. Useless, kinda.
It's not gonna make a...
one AAA, 1A, 1B.
Right, because of that it's not gonna make a ton of money, and it's making a precarious debt situation fairly dangerous.
Okay, Peasant has 2 optimization centers, only upgrading with 1, he has 2 holograms on it. Nice, only 2 steel, it's not really that nice. He has 3 farms, 3 reactors, like normal. But he probably wants to go for an off-world soon. If he can.
Yeah. Radar contact, unfortunately running into some of the same issues as last time, just sitting on a lot of unused claims. And there are just many options that would be useful for him. Silicon, glass, electronics, water even.
This guy's going to buy into peasants, he has a lot of money. I'm not sure if I would do that.
Yeah, I think I would want an off-world up first. I don't know that he can sustain this push well enough to finish it. This peasant is doing well enough that he can buy back into that Scar and make this a long race.
If only Icewind didn't turn its own AI, such a good position. So maybe he wouldn't do the same actions as the AI would do.
But Icewind is going to be really scary this game with the double off world that no one's going to bother attacking because there's no reason to.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I don't know if that would have happened if he was a player.
You could also say that there could have been holograms if he still was a human.
Mm-hmm. That's one really nice thing about his 4 water tiles is the habitat's expanded next to one of them, so it makes for a nice colony building. Probably would have gone for a pleasure dome instead, but AI does AI things.
Yeah. What do you think Radar Contact is lacking? Because I have seen 2 or 3 games with him, and all the time he's missing like 1 or 2 things. I'm not sure what. It's just like optimization centers, like the off-worlds.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of it, because he has a lot of solid ideas these games. Like, he's gotten the really good pleasure domes down both games, he's had pretty solid founds, he's moved into a lot of the right markets, but he just never quite uses... Either he can't decide what to use all his claims on, or something else. It's all just holding him back a little bit, where he should be more competitive. Getting some blast down now. Like, he can't quite sustain with his silicon.
Yeah, well, if he buys it first.
Yeah, but it also means that moving off-world gets a lot harder for him.
Well, I'm not saying he's going to win this, or position to win this game, but I think... Yeah, this game is just going to stall out. Maybe if Radar Contact builds 2 off-world now, they can do something.
That's interesting. I don't think it helps because this isn't gonna go anywhere anytime soon, but
just
putting a little pressure onto that Scar isn't terrible. Radar Contact transitioning one of his silicon tiles into an optimization center is gonna make his silicon problems worse, and I really don't think he can afford that.
Go into an off-world now. Oh, okay, this is like a Fiesta now. Peasant buying into Radar Contact, so everyone is buying into everyone, so...
Right, there's no great reason for Peasant to buy into Radar Contact. He should still be focusing on buying out that Scar, except he should really be focusing on getting off-worlds up soon. Because no one's just gonna make very much money for a long time.
Yeah, and maybe you could do something with an Echarray, but it's doing that either. Kinda... I mean, look, Icewind is not producing any steel, so like, Peasant is the only steel user. He just like hacks up steel, or iron, then that's like free money.
Yep.
Oh, there's AI.
I love that the AI has 2 mutinies stored. Because why not? I mean, they're probably... Yeah, they're bounced mutinies, I'm just saying, he's been getting hit a lot, and he's still really defended.
And why is this black market on cooldown now?
He just bought a Goon Squad to replace on his off-world. I didn't realize they did that. I thought they didn't buy any black market.
Not the same. Oh,
learning new things. Alright, well, water is really high all of a sudden. Partially because Peasant's been doing a good job of keeping that Scar's water frozen. What is Peasant moving into up here? I don't think I would have moved out of the farms to move into solar condensers. Although it's maybe fine. Part of it is just to fuel his non-scientific reactors, but I don't know that it's the right combination of moves.
If you were in this game, would you buy the AI before buying into anyone else? Because he has 2 off rounds.
I mean,
If you add offers yourself, that is.
The problem is stock is just such a huge mess. I don't know what I'd do. I wouldn't have gotten aggressive at any point. I'll say that much.
Okay, I'm not sure who's going to win the race. I think Peasant has a decent shot.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that the AI's huge pile of cash means that we can't see any of the other percentages, but oh well.
So we need to calculate.
It should probably be Peasant beating that Scar. Although maybe he's gonna go for radar contact.
I should not do that, because why would you do that?
I don't know. Why did he buy in those first 3 stacks? I guess those were probably free stock when he got them, so it's maybe fine, but...
Peasant is network virusing the off-rolls, but they keeps buying the goons.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably... shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious that it's like, okay, 50k goon, I don't care, 70k goon, I don't care.
I mean, he has the money, and he can still even win now.
Wonder if it's gonna pick up the 110k goon. That'd be great.
Oh, Peasant's close to buying that Sky. You can buy radar contact, but you don't want to do that.
Yeah, just pick up that Scar, get your stock back, and you're fine.
Do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think right now you're seeing why I did not like the move from farms into solar condensers, because water is dead, and food is not. Also, scientific farms, you get the production all day. You don't have to worry about nighttime.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I didn't say that I wanted to see that. At least not like on Peasants. He's transitioning back.
Okay, that should be farms, that's good.
Yeah, he should win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
He had a
Oh, yeah.
really rocky start, but no one ever really committed to the strong late game tools, except for Peasant going heavy optimization, so that really helped pull him through. Along with pretty good black market use. They should be wrapping this up shortly. The AI did in fact buy the 110k goon. Peasant, drop the network virus on the goon for science.
You know that because the AI wanted to offer us like onward got expensive because of that.
That is part of the reason, yeah.
And that's
Peasant,
basically how Peasant won.
yeah, Peasant did a great job of anticipating that with the oxygen optimizations in particular.
He probably doesn't want to auto-sell food and oxygen like the whole game. Now he wants to do it, of course, because the game is almost over. He also wants to sell out of himself.
Yeah, it's all the whatever parts of the thing. Did a good job picking up superconductor, nanotech. Bunch of good patents.
The black market is open for business.
Whew. That was a game.
It was a game.
Interesting.
Really? Hasn't caught 3 EMPs from that Scar. That might have something to do with this game.
No. How did we not see that?
I don't know. Too much going on in these FFAs.
GG.
It's well done. What else is there to say about this one? Hasn't ended up making a fair amount off of power. Superconductor, very powerful. And after the initial power push from each of these players, none of them really followed up. It's more important to grab power for the HQ3 spike and supplement it slowly than it is to get early power. Don't fall for that trap, unless it's a power colony, but it wasn't this case. Alright, do you have anything else to say about this game?
Just unlucky that Icewind
Yeah,
in AI.
I really would have liked to see how this game plays out with him still in the game. I think he had a really strong shot. Since no one else really pushed into Offworlds, he could have made that push happen with his thinking machines and been in a really strong position. But these things happen.